Hi everyone, and welcome to Lazy Lion. It's a new year, which means it's time to look back on all the anime series of 2022 that had us obsessed. You know, all those shows that just had us reaching for that next episode button as soon as the credits would hit the screen. Those that held us captivated and kept us on the edge of our seats. You know what we're talking about. Now, just like every year, we'll only be covering anime series that debuted over the last year. So no sequels and no movies. And we'll be honest, this year was a little sparse when it came to good debut anime series. So to save you on time and heartache, here's our list of top 10 favorite anime series of 2022 that we think deserve some love. As always, we'll also be including 10 anime series that made our honorable mentions list over on our blog. So be sure to check that out if you want even more anime to add to your list. And if you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Now let's start the countdown. Sitting at the number 10 spot is the comedic and equally heartwarming slice-of-life series known as the Yakuza's Guide to Babysitting. The series follows the life of Toru Kirishima, a Yakuza enforcer who's developed quite the reputation among rival Yakuza families due to his efficiently cold-blooded approach and ability to take out whole organizations single-handedly. So terrifying is his very presence that the mere whisper of the name the Demon of Sakuragi has even hardened gangsters fleeing the scene. When word of this reaches the head of the Sakuragi family, he worries that his trusted underling may be getting a bit too out of control. Hoping to tame his more violent impulses, the head of the family decides to give Kirishima a new assignment, which is to look after his 7-year-old daughter. Forget street brawls and debt collections. Kirishima's life now revolves entirely around school drop-offs and playtime. Not exactly something Kirishima ever thought would be in his job description, especially when joining a ruthless crime family. Besides, can they really afford to have their enemies think this hard-boiled gangster might be getting soft? Well, whatever the outcome, this will definitely be Kirishima's toughest mission yet. Leaping into the 9th spot is the dance anime Dance Dance Danseur, an excellently animated series in which we have to specifically commend the animators over at Studio Mappa for really doing their homework on this one. This series is for anyone who likes classical music, dance, and stories that help challenge gender norms. The series opens with our protagonist, Junpei, literally sleeping through his sister's ballet recital. When he's nudged awake by his parents, his attention is instantly grabbed by a surprise performance. Junpei becomes so captivated by the male ballet dancer's performance that it sparks something inside him. Even days later, all he can think about is ballet, day and night. But when he unexpectedly becomes the new man of the house, he is told he has to be strong in order to protect his mother and sister. This prompts him to give up on his dreams of dancing and to take up Jeet Kune Do at his uncle's dojo instead, declaring that he'll follow in his father's footsteps and become a stuntman. But when a new transfer student pulls him back into the world of ballet, Junpei learns that sometimes being strong actually means being true to yourself. Soaring into 8th place is the historical and supernatural anime Raven of the Inner Palace. We're ashamed to say we almost missed out on this gem, and are sure glad that we circled back and finished it, because this is one of those shows that just gets better with each episode, and perhaps even more. Mysteria. The story takes place in a fictionalized version of ancient China, where it's been 3 years since the old regime has been ousted and a new emperor has taken the throne. When the emperor comes across an old jade earring that he hasn't seen since his mother's death decades ago, and whose pair should be miles away, he needs answers. Luckily, it's said that there is someone in the inner palace who is rumored to not only be able to speak to the dead, but is also adept at finding that which is lost. She is known as the Raven Consort, and though that is her title, she is a consort in name only. having been chosen specifically by the goddess Wu Ren Yan Yan to reside in the palace as her representative. Because of this, she holds almost equal status to that of the emperor, though without any of his power. If that's so, why was the emperor told nothing about her? Just who is the raven really? And is being chosen by the goddess a blessing or a curse? Getting the ball rolling in 7th place is the sports anime Aoashi by Production IG. So right from the kickoff, you know the level of animation will be good. Not only that, but we felt like this series offered a pretty realistic portrayal of what it's like to pursue a professional career in sports. The story follows Ashito Aoi, a gutsy kid from a small town that just makes others naturally want to cheer him on. And even though Ashito doesn't really stand out much as a soccer player, possessing no outstanding skills, such as dribbling or passing, the ball somehow always seems to find its way to him. Something that can't help but intrigue soccer coach Tatsuya Fukuda. And when Fukuda finds out that this is because Ashito has the incredible ability to remember where everyone is on the field at all times, which allows him to come up with plays and help direct the game, he sees enough potential in Ashito to invite him to try out for his junior league team in Tokyo, a path that could have the potential to lead to a pro career. The only problem is that up until now, Ashito's always only been focused on getting the ball to himself so that he can score. So what happens when he's told that he doesn't have what it takes to be a forward? Will his dream end? Or will he be able to bounce back and find a way to stay in the game? Shooting its way into the 6th spot is Akiba Maid War by Studio PA Works, which, let us tell you, was just great. And honestly, we're kind of surprised at how under the radar this show has flown. This ridiculous, dark comedy Yakuza series was so much fun to watch, and exactly what you'd expect from the genre. It also had such a perfect ending track. I mean, if you like old gangster films, you'll eat this up. The story takes place in 1999 and follows 17-year-old Nagomi Wahida as she arrives in Akihabara to follow her childhood dream of working in a maid cafe. Hoping to spread happiness and joy to her customers, her first day on the job working at the Oinky Doink Cafe turns out nothing like she initially hoped. Her fellow co-workers and manager are also a bit stranger than she expected. Is that a panda? Not only that, but she quickly learns that the maid cafe industry in the Akihabara district is a lot more ruthless than she realized. But will this little piggy give up and run all the way home? Or will she stick it out and have herself some roast beef? Maneuvering its way into 5th place is the psychological thriller Tomodachi Game. Tomodachi Game is a high-stakes series that had us invested from the very first episode, and was one of those shows that gave us the feeling that this is the type of series that would probably be just as compelling to read as a manga as it was to watch as an anime. For anyone who's read it, true or false? Tell us in the comments, we'd like to know. Now the series follows high schooler Yuichi Katagiri and his group of friends as they are kidnapped and forced to participate in the game known as Tomodachi Game. The purpose of the game is to test your friendship. If you can clear all the levels, then all your debts will be expunged. Of course, you can either win together, or you can sacrifice your friends along the way to come out on top. Asking the very simple question of, what's more important, money or friends? I mean, the answer is obviously... Dressed to Impress in the number 4 spot is the romantic comedy series My Dress-Up Darling by Cloverworks Studio. This will be an especially fun show for anyone who likes to do cosplay, or who simply likes going to anime conventions. With its seamlessly beautiful animation and likable characters, My Dress-Up Darling was a series we just couldn't take our eyes off of. And who knows, you may even be able to pick up some tips and tricks for your own foray into cosplay. Now, after experiencing a childhood trauma, our male lead Wakana Gojo purposefully keeps himself away from his peers, knowing that they'll find his dream of taking over his grandfather's business of making Hina dolls weird. But one day, while using the home ec room at school, his secret is accidentally found out by one of the most popular girls in his class, Miran Kitagawa. To his shock and amazement, instead of making fun of him though, she actually finds his skills amazing and even asks him to help her with her own hobby of cosplay. At first, the idea of hanging out with Kitagawa scares him, as she's his complete opposite. She's confident and outgoing and is practically friends with just about everyone in class. But thanks to their friendship, Gojo is slowly brought out of his shell, and he gets to experience a whole bunch of new things he never would have gotten to had he stayed all alone. This helps him grow, not only as a person, but also as a Hina doll painter. Rocking its way into third place is the hilarious slice-of-life series Bocchi the Rock by, once again, Cloverworks. The story introduces us to Hitori Goto, a socially awkward teen who, despite her wild delusions and inability to make eye contact, is really just a girl who wants to make some friends, a goal that most introverts will find relatable. One day after school, while Hitori is trying to contemplate the best way to do this, a popular band appears on TV. And when one of the members talks about how he was the quiet kid in class with no friends, and the thing that changed all that for him was joining a band, Hitori has an epiphany. Latching onto the idea that a band is where even an introvert can shine, Hitori asks her dad if she can borrow his guitar and furiously starts practicing, all the while imagining her popularity skyrocket after performing at her school's cultural festival. Fast forward 3 years, and Hitori's now a high school student, and though skillful at playing the guitar, she's never actually graduated past her crippling anxiety, only feeling comfortable playing while inside her closet and merely posting guitar covers online. Wanting to change, she does everything to try to get people to approach her. She brings her guitar to school, she wears her favorite band's merch, she stacks CDs on her desk. Nothing! What's a girl gotta do? Well, it's now or never. Watch as Hitori pushes herself outside her comfort zone and hilarity ensues. Fighting its way into the second spot is Mappa's second hit to land on our list, the wildly exciting Chainsaw Man. This was probably the series that we heard the most excitement about prior to the anime even coming out, especially from people who were fans of the manga. And where other series' hype might have felt overrated, Chainsaw Man did not disappoint. With its dark fantasy setting, action-packed fight scenes, and dark comedy dialogue, it was impossible to tear ourselves away from it. The story follows 16-year-old Denji, who lives a pretty meager and bleak existence as he works as a devil hunter for the Yakuza in order to pay off the debt he inherited from his no-good father. His only solace is the bond he shares with his chainsaw dog devil partner, Pochita. Despite his hardships, though, Denji's a simple kid. All he dreams of is one day being able to live a normal life, one where he and Pochita never have to worry about food and where he gets to sleep in an actual bed. But when the Yakuza betray them to the zombie devil and have them killed, all that seems to come to an end. Or at least, that's how it should have ended. But Pochita wants Denji to show him his dream. So with his last remaining strength, he fuses his heart into Denji's body, turning Denji into a human-devil hybrid. Now, having the ability to transform into a chainsaw-wielding devil, it's up to Denji to do the most he can with this second chance. And when the public safety devil hunters decide to recruit him into their ranks, he might just get his chance to pay Pochita back. Appearing in the #1 spot is the suspense-filled series Summertime Rendering. Now, we're suckers for sci-fi time loop stories over here at Lazy Lion, so when Summertime Rendering came around, we were hooked, hook, line, and sinker. And with its feature film level of animation and intriguing story, it'll be sure to reel you in as well. When Shinpei Ajiro hears the news that his childhood friend Ushio has died in a freak drowning incident, he reluctantly returns to his hometown island to attend the funeral. As the whole community mourns the loss of one of their own, some disturbing information comes to light that would suggest that there might be more to this than a simple accident. Witnesses say that Ushio died while trying to save a little girl. But when they performed the autopsy, they unexpectedly found ligature marks around her neck, which could only signify foul play. And things just get stranger when the little girl and her family are reported missing the day after the funeral. If that wasn't suspicious enough, now Shinpei is hearing that people have also been seeing their doppelgangers around the island, which could have something to do with an old island legend. Could any of this have a connection with Ushio's death? At the moment, all Shinpei can be sure of is that something strange is definitely going on, and he owes it to Ushio to figure it out. So there you have it, our top 10 favorite anime series of 2022, where we have a little bit of everything. From heartfelt yet comedic slice-of-life stories, to gripping sports sagas, to suspenseful thrillers, to action-packed sci-fi fantasy series, and even doki doki rom-coms. There's bound to be something here for everyone. But if that's still not enough anime for you, be sure to check out our Honourable Mentions list over on our blog for even more series. Now, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button to let us know. And you can also hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. Happy New Year, and thanks for watching. Stay obsessed.